Hello, English Horn students. I've had multiple requests from students to help them put the wire on the reed in the right place and in the right way. And so I've decided to make a little Zoom video to see if it helps. I'm going to be diverting to my close-up document camera, and so you won't see my face for some of this time. And I'm going to narrate, and hopefully it will make sense, and I'm going to put the wire onto two different reeds. So first things first, I just tied these reeds and I soaked them a little bit after tying them, and now I'm going to put the wire on before scraping. So it's after I've tied and before I scrape, I put the wire on, and I never let the scraped portion of the reed go below the wire. The wire is approximately 5 millimeters above the top wrap of the thread. No higher, no lower. I find that to be about the right balance point for that. So here we go. We're going to go to the document camera, and you're gonna watch me put wire on two different reeds while I narrate. Hope this helps. All right, these are the tools that I have. I have nail clippers, some 28 gauge wire. 26 is okay, but is a little bit thicker, and an English horn mandrel, and a pair of needle nose pliers. So those are the tools we're going to use for this job, and as I mentioned earlier, a freshly tied, perfectly overlapped, nicely shaped, good piece of cane, English horn blank. Okay, I take off one spool, one wrap around the spool's worth of wire, and I use my fingers to kind of straighten it out, get the little kinks out of it. Then I use my nail clippers to clip off that much of the wire, and I just tuck that in back around so it won't unravel. That's the amount of wire that I use, so I don't know, double the length of the reed approximately. Never thought about it like that. Put the mandrel in so I can hold on to it. And this is one of the hardest parts to understand it at first. I put the wire about like that. 1/3 of the wire to the left, 2/3 of the wire to the right. So it's not right in the middle, not that way, but slightly offset, because we're going to use the right side to wrap around the reed. So I want more wire this direction to the right. I'm holding it with my index finger in the back, and I take my right hand in this end of the wire and I just wrap it all the way around the reed, one whole turn. Now this part is important. I came in right side top over here. I came in from the top on the right side, and then I wrap the wire all the way over. So I have something like that now. Still holding it with my index finger. I'm holding both strands now in the back with my index finger. Now I take my pliers and I just pull both sides. So this is the bottom side coming in from the left. I pull it across this way. Top side from the right, I may give it a little pull that way and then back that way. So now we have something that looks like this. Top side right, bottom side left. Then I, with my fingers, just start giving it a couple of twists. Now with my nail clippers, I trim off the excess. Get rid of those guys. And we have something that looks like this now. It's close to being flush with the cane, and when I say flush, I mean this right here. I want to make sure that this, when we're done, that this wrap touches the cane. And it's pretty decent in the back, but not quite flush, this strand and this strand. So that's what we're going to work on, is to get those pulled together, and this flush and this little bit right here flush as well, so everything's kind of nice and tidy. So here's what I do. I take my pliers and I grab the wire this way, dead on, straight up and down. Okay, and I pull away from the reed while twisting. Okay. Again, we're always twisting this way, counterclockwise. I pull away from the reed while doing that. Now I can use my fingernails to kind of tuck the wire so that it's flush in the sides and back. Twist a couple more times, and I probably stop now and look. What am I looking at, you might ask? I'm looking at, has it tightened down? Is this twist now up against the cane? Am I tight here? Both strands together, both strands together, both strands together in the back. I might adjust it a little bit with my fingernails to get it just exactly right. And then I sight down the mandrel this way. See how it's nice and flush there? See it from the other angle probably, where it's nice and flush there, right up against the cane. Now, this is crucial. It does not cut in. It does not make an indentation in the shape in either place. So both of those are nice. The shape continues. It doesn't dig in, and yet it is flush. I had soaked this reed right before doing this, so it's a soaked piece of cane. That is important because I want it to hold its shape when soaked, but be a little bit loose when it's dry. Then I just clip off the excess wire, bring this down so it doesn't poke me in the lip when I play, and then I kind of take it off the mandrel and check, is it tight enough? Meaning I can kind of do this with my nails and it doesn't move. Oh, I can move it a little too much, can't I? Look at that. Considering that's a soaked piece of cane, I probably want it a little bit tighter. All right, so I bring this back up. Secure it this way, and again do the same thing. Grab it straight on, so I have the twist this way, and give it like one more half twist or so. Just make it a little bit tighter, tuck the wire back under. Good, now it holds. All right, so that is putting on a wire. I'm gonna do it with one more reed, which has been soaking. I get one spool's worth of wire off. Straighten out the kinks with my fingers. Clip off the amount of wire that I need. Tuck that under so it won't unspool. Set it aside. And just do the whole thing all over again. Again, we start with the wire in this position. I think you can see that now. 1/3 going to the right, 2/3 going to the left. Put in the mandrel. We're holding it this way, right? So 1/3, 2/3, because we're going to use our right hand to take this and I position it about 5 millimeters above the thread. Wrap all the way around, make one big circle with the wire. And when I did that, I grabbed it with my index finger in the back again. And then this piece, the bottom piece from the left, fold that over. Take the pliers and pull it taut in both directions. So I'm getting a little tension this way and then bring it across. A little tension this way and then bring it across. Couple of twists now with my hands. Probably just, 3 or 4 twists with the hands, just enough to kind of get it going. Clip off the excess wire. Okay, now again we're left with something like this. It's close, it's not really taut, there's a big gap right there, see that? And we're not really flush, and it's way too loose. So we're going to start to tighten. I'm pulling out this direction, away from me. I'm pulling this way from the reed while I turn the wire counterclockwise, or as our friends in England would say, anti-clockwise. While I do this process, I nudge the wire up into position so it's nice and flush here and here and here. And I start looking Is it flush against the cane? Almost. You can almost see there's a little bit of a gap there. And looking this way, we can see the same kind of gap from below. So I probably need to do one more. And when I say one more, I mean like 1/4 or half twist, not all the way around. Because again, I'm always checking, am I digging in at all through here? No, it still looks like a nice clean version of the shape. It's almost indenting right there, isn't it? Look at that. It's almost going in. So I might this time want to loosen it just a hair. Boop. Just a little, like 1/8 of a turn. This time, of course, clockwise to help it. Actually, I think I do turn clockwise, don't I? You'll get it. It'll make sense. It will tighten or it won't. All right. Clip off the excess, fold it down, and now check and see. You always want to be turning this way. Here's the key. Top piece of wire comes in from the right and circles around this way. Okay, so that's that counterclockwise motion because we want the wire to go this direction. Why? Because we want it to interact in a healthy way with the overlap. Let's tighten that shot up. Okay, so we want it to interact in a healthy way with the overlap. So we see right through here, this is the important part. The overlap, of course, is the top blade goes to the right and the wire twists this way. If the wire twists this way, the opposite way, top piece of wire from the left, it's going to push these blades further off so that the overlap. So we want something that looks just like that. Nice and tight, top strand of wire coming in from the right and twisting in that counterclockwise direction. Interacting well with the overlap, not cutting into the wire. Oh, one last close up. There's that side. Here's this side. I'll get the other reed out of the water to show you. Same thing. So that's the direction that we want the twist to go. That's how it interacts with the overlap. And it's nice all the way around. Hope that helps. This is a consistent question year after year. Some of this is just one of those do it a bunch of times and you will learn how to do it. It's a little awkward to have to pull away from you while you're twisting the wire, but if you just do it a couple of times, you'll be able to get it, and I hope this was a helpful guide in the process. Happy reed making!